Hey guys, Diogen Z here for GamersCast with my review of Bit Trip Void. Void is the third in the Bit Trip series, and in this game, you take hold of the nunchuck and control a gigantic black hole. The idea is to collect the black beats that come flashing by you on your screen, and grow and expand, and don't hit the white ones because that will cancel out all of your points. Rack up the most points, and progress through the levels, and that's Bit Trip Void. Now, one notable difference that you'll see that you wouldn't find in any of the past Bit Trips are checkpoints. Checkpoints are within every level. So, say you go into the first level, and you're used to just completely, it's either a pass or fail, where you must beat this level, otherwise there's no starting again wherever you left off. A lot of fans were commenting and telling the developer, Gaijin Games, that, checkpoints would be great, and Gaijin listened, and they put in checkpoints. I think these are a definite plus. They allow you to continue the game if you work hard enough and rack up enough points. Sometimes it can happen just by getting, no white beats, which will, like I said before, minimize your score, and this will allow you to continue from wherever you died, which is really nice because, in core or beat, you would be at, say, the final boss, and you would just trip up on the boss's pattern that he would fire off at you because you didn't know it yet because this is the first time, and you had to go all the way back to the beginning. I know for some people this was really frustrating. It's part of the challenge, but now that they have checkpoints, I definitely see the plus in them. Even with checkpoints instituted, that being a major plus, one thing that Gaijin Games did not put in there are online leaderboards. So again, you have your own personal record that you can look at, but there's no console-to-console sharing, there's no online Wi-Fi sharing, and it's a real shame. It's an opportunity that's missed, but they just couldn't get that programmed in there on time to, keep it in line with the due dates, because keep in mind all past Bit Trip games, this is 3 Bit Trip games in 1 year, in 2009, so, there are deadlines to these games. Hopefully we could see some sort of online leaderboards in the next one coming out, Bit Trip Runner. But with all those minor gripes aside, you still have all the great assets that have been known in the Bit Trip series, like the excellent 8-bit music, which I have to say is funkadelic this time around. With Core we had a bit of darker soundscape, which was awesome, but Void really, brings it up and high tempo, and I really like that. Of course, the graphics, 8-bit, naturally, with awesome changing backgrounds, which if you pay close enough attention to, you will see subliminal messages in there. Ho ho, so there you go, the challenge in itself. Find the subliminal messages within Void. Also, you have multiplayer making a comeback, like all the past ones. However, this multiplayer experience, it seemed a bit clunky. I'm not going to say it's an afterthought. It seems to be a complete package, definitely. However, this may just be a variable on whoever you're playing with, because a lot of the times when you're, competing with, or not competing, but racking up points and beats with multiple people, the voids can get all over the place, and it can almost make somewhat of a less enjoyable experience. But multiplayer aside, as a single-player campaign, Bit Trip Void is an excellent, excellent game. With the checkpoints added in there, it makes it bearable for some casual gamers who thought, beat and core, just too hard. Surprisingly, even with the checkpoints, it doesn't lose a great amount of difficulty. The levels themselves are still, really hard and very well designed, but the checkpoints really kind of open it up to a whole new level of player. So for my final score, I give Bit Trip Void an 8.7 out of 10. This is the highest rated of all the Bit Trip games that I've reviewed, and if you like that and you want to find out more about the Bit Trip series overall, or hear something from the developer, then log on to www.gamerscastpodcast.com, in which I interview the lead designer of the Bit Trip series, Alex Noisy. There are 2 interviews there, one about Beat and Core, and the last one about Void. So definitely go check that out, guys. I am Diogen Z, signing off.